Hey, Pretty Girl Club. So today we're going to be talking about Kai Cenat's girlfriend getting canceled for literally supporting dark-skinned black women. She literally was being supportive and she still got called colorist and she got canceled.
Though
What's your type?
I like just brown skin and dark skin girls for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You like dark skin girls?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm always but what's
People
your
don't
type?
normally like,
You with dark skin girls, right?
people they like dark skin girls, but like they prefer a lighter skin girl.
I feel you. So what would you consider yourself?
Brown.
Brown skin? Anyway. But it's cool. You like skinny niggas?
Love it.
Huh?
I don't like me. I really don't like muscles either. I like skinny.
Gigi, Kai Cenat's girlfriend, is a weirdo. She was talking to a guy about what type of girls that he likes, and he said dark skin, brown skin, and she was like, "Oh, you like dark skin girls? People don't normally like dark skin girls." And then he asked her, "What's your skin tone?" And she says brown skin girl. Come on now, maybe with a tan, but no. I just feel like she doesn't need to talk no more. You know when somebody is quiet that you thought was quiet, and then they start talking, and more, you're like, whoa, you're getting a little bit too comfortable. I want you to go back to the way you were. I don't think she's colorist, but I do feel like she's ignorant. And I want her thoughts to stay inside. You're making Kai look bad, and I don't judge him because he's an own person, and I truly feel like he's a great person. But this girl right here, I'm starting to feel like, do you really like Kai? I don't know what your motives are, or if you have ulterior motives. At first, I really thought you did like him, but now it's like with all these things I'm seeing about you, I just don't know.
So, first of all, notice how she's saying, I don't know if you really like Kai. So, remember how I talked about how MLS people are the standard for dating? So, this woman, obviously, she fits the black beauty standard. So, that's why you've got a lot of unambiguous women obsessed with who she's dating. They're obsessed with this guy. First of all, I thought black men were dusty. So, why do you care who Kai Cenat is dating? I thought they were all dusties. I thought they were bandits. I thought, is Kai Cenat a dusty bandit? Which one is it? And then notice how she says, you're not brown skin, maybe with a tan, but yet you're not brown skin, you're light skin. So she took away her brown skin title. She took away her calling herself brown skin because we all know that a lot of light skinned women will say that they're brown in order to avoid criticism. They'll say they're brown in order to avoid being called colorist by women like her. But she's actually taking that away, saying, no, bitch, you're not brown, you're light and you're ignorant. And then she said, oh, you should have kept your thoughts inside. Okay, so she's admitting that she literally does not want to hear the thoughts of light-skinned women. She doesn't want to hear what they think of men's preferences. And all this girl was doing was repeating what dark-skinned black women said. They say all the time that they're not the preferences of black men, or that they're not the preferences unless it's for white men. So why is it not colorist when a dark-skinned woman says it, but then when a light-skinned woman says it, then it is colorist? Even though she literally said that's good that he likes dark-skinned women. Let's take a look at some of these comments. This person says, is Gigi not brown skin? This person says, damn, y'all don't even know the difference between light skin and brown skin. That girl is light skin. She's light skin, not brown skin. Her tone would be deeper or close to chocolate skin. So do you see how now they're moving the goalposts once again of what's brown and what's light? And then they're saying that brown skin is closer to chocolate skin. This person says she literally is. Outside of America, everyone sees her as a brown skinned girl. I don't know why they are labeling her as light skinned when she's not. This person says, I'm Australian and she's light. This person says she's not, bro. Literally anywhere around the Caribbean and Africa, she'd be considered brown skin. So notice how they don't give a fuck about who this girl is as a person. They just care about what she said about dating, and they're arguing about her skin tone. Do you see their obsession with our skin tones? They're obsessed with who's light skin, who's not, who gets to claim that title. It's because they view light skin as a title. And so that's why they gatekeep it. And why is it usually dark-skinned black people who are the main ones arguing back and forth about who's light-skinned? Have you ever noticed that? I don't see them arguing and telling people, well, you're not even dark-skinned, you're not chocolate, you don't count as chocolate. No, I only see them doing that and obsessing when it comes to anybody light-skinned. This person says, I'm literally a little lighter than her and is considered brown skin. She is brown/caramel. So this is a light-skinned person that has that talking point of, if I don't get to be light-skinned, you don't either. So if I'm not considered light-skinned, neither are you. Have you ever met those light-skinned people where they feel like, anyone darker than me is brown-skinned? So they have this viewpoint of light-skinned is a monolith. So because they are not secure in their light-skinned identity, you don't get to be either. So it's this mindset of, how dare you be darker than me and still claim being light-skinned? That's why you got this person here saying, I'm lighter than her and I'm considered brown-skinned. And so therefore she is brown-skinned. And it's like, no, just because you may consider yourself caramel or whatever, that doesn't mean that other lighter-skinned people have to use those same terms. And by the way, if you ever get people gaslighting your identity, all you have to do is ask them, what color is light skin? And watch them go silent, because they don't have an answer, because they know that they move the goalpost of what's light and what's not, depending on their argument at the time. I've never heard of an unambiguous Black person being able to name actual colors, not celebrities, name actual colors that they consider to be light skin. I've never been able to see them do that. This person says, in Jamaica, she's light-skinned. In Nigeria, they would literally be calling her fair lady. Be for real. So now they're over here examining this girl's skin tone on an international scale, trying to compare the perceptions of her in Nigeria, in Jamaica, in the United States, in Australia. This is why I say our pedestal is never going anywhere. This is proof that we are on a pedestal, because you got people typing out entire paragraphs about how our beauty and how our skin complexions are perceived in different countries. This person says, I am Caribbean. She's light. This person says, I can send you a video with her where she looks completely brown skinned. Y'all do know it's just the lighting that makes her look so light. So now you got a person stalking her videos saying, I'm going to show you a video where she looks more brown. She's not that light skinned. The lighting is making her light skinned. This person says, I'm Caribbean also, and she's literally not, bro. I can send you a video in reality without the filters she be using, and she looks brown skinned. This person says, bro hasn't discovered lighting. Put her in sunlight. This person says, y'all do realize it's just the lighting and filter she be using that makes her look light, right? I can literally send you a video of her. She's literally brown skinned. So now they're doing that same thing that they do to the rest of us exoticals, where they're trying to save photos and videos. They're like, oh, this is how she looks with a filter. This is how she looks without a filter. Oh, it's just the filters and lighting that make her look lighter. But who is the most common group of women who uses filters and lighting to make them look unrecognizably light-skinned? This person says, I've seen 10 clips today and she's a lightie. So they're admitting that they're watching dozens of clips of this girl just so they can pinpoint her skin tone. This person says, bruh, it's not. She be in the light. Even when she was dissing TT, she light skinned. Somebody says, post a vid. Like, I need video proof that she's light skinned. This other person says, she brown. No, she's light skinned. She's literally light skinned. She's literally brown skinned. Light skinned people look yellow. My mama light skinned. Please don't argue with me right now. It's okay to admit being light skinned. Y'all want to be brown so bad. This person says, not all light-skinned persons are yellow. Undertones are a thing, right? She's brown, bro. This person says, she's just annoying. The fact that she was low-key pressed that a guy was attracted to girls that don't look like her makes me wonder if she really likes Kai or not. Why are you guys so obsessed about whether or not she likes Kai? I thought that Black men were dusty bandits. Why do you care? Isn't she dusty? I thought that exoticals only attract dusties. This person says, girl, I'm dark-skinned, and I'd be surprised when people say they like dark-skinned girls. Y'all picking at this point. This person says, well, I'm dark-skinned, and it's not surprising at all. Think better for yourself. This person says, now you know we're the least admired. Be for real. Okay, so now you got people admitting that they believe that dark-skinned Black women are the least admired. So it's like, which one is it? Are dark-skinned Black women preferred or not? And do you see how this is all extremely Black male centered? It's all centered around this Kai Cenat guy. It's all centered around him. So they only care what she has to say because she's dating a man that they center themselves around, which is a Black man. They're very Black male centered. This person says, I told y'all they're competing with us. So now they're making a generalization saying that, all women who look like Kai Cenat's girlfriend, they're competing with dark-skinned Black women, even though she said nothing in the video about competing with anyone. This person says, it's just insecure women competing, nothing to do with skin color. Somebody says, it got a lot to do with skin. Whether they're dark-skinned or light-skinned, it's about features. Features. This person says, let's not get ahead of ourselves now, sister. Oh, always. As a dancer and a nurse, you'll be surprised. They really are in one-sided competitions. Dark-skinned girls literally be minding their business and so beautiful, it's jealousy. So have you noticed this clout-chasing talking point that a lot of unambiguous women are now trying to say? They love the idea that a light-skinned woman could be jealous of them. It's almost like they want mixed or light-skinned women to be jealous. Like, oh, you're jealous because, this MLS guy in the clip, he prefers me. He prefers dark-skinned girls, so you're jealous. This person says, girls, shut up. Some people just feel like they're better than everybody. Don't be weird and try to say y'all. Plural. I got siblings that's dark-skinned. Grandparents and parents darker than me. Y'all be reaching. From experience, it's always y'all. I remember someone called my eyes beautiful, and this light-skinned girl hopped up and said mine literally look better. It's always competition with them. So if a light-skinned girl really said her eyes look better than yours, that's actually making me question if somebody was complimenting you because they were trying to humble her. Because that actually is a common experience with us exoticals. We actually will have friends or people around us where a man who's trying to humble us, maybe he'll compliment somebody else. And then because we get a lot of compliments in society, it makes us think it's a humbling tactic. So that's actually not too far-fetched. I do think it's messed up if she said, mine look better. But sometimes there are light-skinned women who get a lot of validation in society. So get over it. There's a such thing as being pretty and being an exotical. Get over it. This person says, I hate the fact that people is shocked when men like dark-skinned women. What is there to be shocked about? Well, if so many men like you guys, why are you guys having a femcel mindset and so desperate? Why are a lot of you guys complaining all over TikTok and all over the internet, saying that you didn't get asked to prom, nobody likes you at your HBCU, nobody likes you at college? You guys are screaming on your TikTok saying that you just want to be kissed. So what is all of that about then? Since you're so preferred and everybody loves you and, these light-skinned girls are just so ugly. This person says, okay, I feel like people are just jealous of this girl because no way Gigi said that it's rare for a man to say they like dark-skinned girls because it literally is. They always talking about some light skin or brown. This person says she is actively acting weird towards dark-skinned women. Her vibes are off. She should have stayed offline. So what is acting weird towards dark-skinned women? Do you see how they always have this generalization like, oh, you're just acting weird? But then they can't give examples or quotes of what exact thing you said that is off. Because all Gigi was doing was repeating what dark-skinned black women have said. She did the same thing as Kane. She repeated the talking points of dark-skinned black women. But because it's coming out of her mouth, it's colorist. This person says, it's really weird that people really think nobody likes dark or brown skin. Please, I promise the dark skin and brown skin girls have a lineup. Don't play with us. The fact that we exist is evidence people like us. Bro, what? Okay, so the fact that we exist is evidence people like us. Okay, so the mixed race community is one of the fastest growing populations, and the quote unquote golden skin tone is one of the fastest growing skin tone populations due to things like racial mixing and divesting. So then what would that say about exoticals then? Wouldn't that be evidence that people clearly like us a lot because our population is growing, whereas the unambiguous population is declining? So just be careful. Do you see the internalized hierarchy thinking there? Oh, the fact that we exist is evidence people like us. Okay, so then I could make the same argument too. The fact that people want to create, you got black people getting with Latinos, and then they're creating these Afro-Latina children. I could make the same argument, sis. This person says she is jealous and envious of dark-skinned women. She's a colorist weirdo. She's going to ruin his career. She looks brown-skinned to me. She said, really? Like it was so unbelievable.
There's no way Gigi said that. Like, what the fuck? So I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see a video of this man and Gigi. They sitting next to each other and the man basically said, I prefer to date dark-skinned / brown women, right? Gigi's like, oh, that's good. What is it, a fucking job? What the fuck? What you mean that's good? Then the nigga's gonna say, what do you prefer yourself? She's like, brown skin. Like, girl, damn well you ain't no goddamn brown skin. You was light as day. Come on now. Stop lying to these people. What the fuck? Like, it's just the way she said it. Like, y'all need to go and watch that video. Like, it was so weird. Like, when he said I like dark skin / brown skin women, she's just like, oh, like you was shocked. You thought he was gonna say, he like light skins, huh? No. People like dark skins, okay? It's not just all about y'all. The fuck? And then on top of that, that man proceeds to say, "Oh, what type of niggas you like? Skinny niggas. Kai ain't skinny. I don't like niggas with muscles. Kai got muscles. The fuck? You must be naming a different nigga because it ain't Kai. What the? Like, why are you even answering that question? If he was to be like, what's your type? I would have been like, my man. My motherfucking man. Why am I giving a whole nother nigga another description of something else that's not even my man?
So do you see how extremely male-centered this comment is? This is how I know that a lot of the colorism conversation led by unambiguous Black women is extremely male-centered. And in this case, it's Black male-centered because she's saying, oh, you didn't say your man. So basically, like, you don't like Kai Cenat. You don't deserve him. This person says, I don't think she's a colorist, but she is definitely a pick-me. Okay, what makes her a pick-me? Is it because she has a boyfriend that happens to be Black? So because she's dating a rich Black guy, now she's suddenly a pick-me? Like, point fingers and name names. Do you see how there's never an actual example of what makes us pick-me's, what makes us colorists, what makes us ignorant? They never name any actual examples. This person says, she just seems so shocked, OMG, and he still ain't changed his answer. So apparently you're not allowed to look shocked. You're not allowed to make certain facial expressions. So because of her facial expression, she is now a colorist. And part of the reason I think this could be about jealousy and being Black male centered is because a few months ago, Kayla Nicole, who is a Black dark skinned influencer, apparently she was actually arguing with this girl about Kai Cenat. She made the argument that, like, oh, you're replaceable. You know, Kai Cenat, he can replace you, but you can't replace him. And it's like, you would think that a lot of these unambiguous women, that they're so gung-ho over white men. But if you actually dig deeper, you'll see that a lot of them are still extremely Black male centered and view Black men as the prize, especially if he's rich. But the caption on this TikTok is Kayla Nicole and Gigi arguing about Kai Cenat.
How you know that's different? I'm saying that don't like how you got big. That's why I said
Pour me a shot.
That just give like what any other girl can get hyped like that and be like, oh look, who am I? Like look what he said. It's like I sleep with him every night. Yeah, somebody else did too. Like what you talking about? He can have 10 of you. You're not gonna get. You can't get multiple of him. He can get multiple of you. He definitely can. Bitches be delusional about their first to live. Like
Many months later.
I'm nervous. I'm tired. How you know that's different?
So I found it interesting that Kayla Nicole said, you know, he can get multiple of you, you can't get multiple of him. Bitches be delusional about their first celeb, like basically the first celebrity hitting on them. So I feel like that was projection because it's like, okay, Kayla Nicole, just because maybe you couldn't get this guy's attention. Again, these women are extremely male centered, but it's like she was actually projecting that onto this other girl, Gigi, saying that essentially, if I can't get a Black male celeb, neither can you. And then it turns out, you know, Gigi ended up being this guy's girlfriend. So I thought that was interesting. I just wanted to add that in. This person says Kayla wasn't wrong for what she said. She was just trying to make sure girl was keeping her head on straight. Okay, but why do unambiguous Black women get to tell MLS women to keep our heads on straight? Why do they have control over who we choose to date? That sounds like extreme codependency. This person says, Kayla wasn't wrong. Men with clout are notoriously unfaithful. I'm sure Kayla wanted it to work out, but was just giving her advice just in case. But why did she have to embarrass Gigi on a stream like this? If you're truly trying to give your friend advice or you're trying to warn your friend, why do you have to do it publicly in front of millions of people? Kayla Nicole has millions of followers. This person says Kayla was just speaking from experience. She wasn't hating. Exactly. Kayla's experience clearly is that, you know, she gets left for dust, I guess, or maybe she doesn't get the princess treatment, or maybe she gets constantly downtrodden and, you know, treated like trash. So she was trying to project that onto Gigi. And I will say, I know nothing about this Kai Cenat guy. I heard of him recently when he did a video with Tyla because, you know, I love Tyla, but that's pretty much all I know about him. I don't really know who he is as a person. He could very well be Dusty. And it's like, if he's Dusty, why do we have so many Black women defending him and attacking Gigi then? Now look at this TikTok. This person says Kai Cenat's girlfriend Gigi doesn't like dark-skinned girls. Meanwhile, that's not what Gigi said. She never said, I don't like dark-skinned girls. All she did was say, wow, really? That's good that you like dark-skinned girls.
That's girlfriend Gigi is a weirdo. She's a weirdo, bitch. It's giving Colorist vibes, no shade. So I guess she was doing a stream. She was talking to this guy, whatever, and she asked him what kind of girls he liked. He said brown skin, dark skin, brown skin. She was just shocked. He was like, oh, you like brown skin girls? People don't normally say they like brown skin. And he was like, oh, what color are you? And she gonna try to say brown skin or some shit. And she basically said like, oh, dudes, nobody likes dark skin girls. Don't nobody like brown skin girls. I'm just like, what the fuck are you getting at, bitch? What are you getting? And first of all, it's a reach. You're not motherfucking brown skin. You're light skin. Let's be for real right now. I feel like she should just stop talking. Keep it on mute. You was cute when you was mute, bitch. You was cute and we didn't really know too much about you, bitch. Like, no shade. Now all these colors comments going on. It was already weird a couple weeks ago with TT. I don't know. I don't think it's giving mean girl vibes. It's giving mean girl energy. It's giving like y'all be in competition with brown skin and dark skin girls. No shade. No shade. If you taking up for her, bitch, you're a part of the motherfucking problem. You're a part of the problem. Cause y'all see her face, it was giving like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This shit fucking weird. Wrap that bitch up.
So I found it interesting that she said you were cute when you were on mute. So this actually aligns with my talking points that anytime they view you as the privileged, pretty black woman, you know, anytime you're the standard pretty black girl, you're supposed to be on mute. You're not supposed to have a voice. You're just supposed to sit there, be quiet, and be pretty, and that's it. And just be glad that you're even pretty. You're not supposed to say any opinions. You're not supposed to have a mind of your own. No, just shut the fuck up is basically what she's saying. So do you see this cultural pattern of not liking it when a pretty girl has an opinion? This person says, no, she a mixed light skin with a white mama. This person says her mama is mixed. Gigi is black. This person says her mom is white. Not that it matters or anything, but it would explain some things. Anyway, I'm caramel, around the same color as her, and so is my little sis. Both parents black. Okay, what does that have to do with it? Do you see how this person is trying to randomly say, oh, hey, I'm the same color as Gigi? I just wanted to make that clear. It's like, why do you care though? If you don't view Gigi's skin tone as being on a pedestal, then why do you have to announce randomly on an anonymous TikTok that you're the same color as Gigi? This person says every girl that comes on his live is his girlfriend. This person says, bro, how many times do we have to say this? Everything is not colorist. Like y'all dragging it for real. Keep in mind, this is the same woman that is dating a dark-skinned man. Like, huh? Yeah, exactly. They just call everything colorist. Anytime you're not complimenting them, it's colorist. If you're not centering them, you're colorist. This person says, y'all are reaching, but it's true. A lot of people always prefer light skin, and I mean even rappers rap about them. And she is brown skin. Her face wasn't giving that. This person says, I want to know why she was so surprised though. Well, she said why she was surprised. She said she was surprised because what she has heard is that a lot of dark-skinned black women are not preferred by black men or mixed race men because that's what dark-skinned black women have told her. That's what all their colorism content was about for decades. And so now their collective image as unambiguous women is that they're quote unquote not preferred. This is according to their own talking points. And they talk about colorism in dating. They say that, oh, black love is based on colorism. They've said that they've changed their skin tones on dating apps. They talk about changing their race to white on dating apps because they don't get chosen if they put black on dating apps. So Gigi has seen that type of content from black women themselves. So all she's doing is repeating you guys' talking points. So this girl actually came back and responded to the people calling her a colorist.
I look crazy, but I really just need to speak on this topic. Like, this is actually the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. But probably the second weirdest. But this morning, I'm on my way home, and I stopped to Cane's, and as I'm in the Cane's line, I was like scrolling on TikTok, and I got a notification that somebody had mentioned me in a video. And normally, when people mention me in a video, it's a video about me. Somebody got something to say, cool. So I'm like, let me see what these people got to say now. I click the video, and I see the title says, Kai's girlfriend makes an ignorant response about dark-skinned women. So let's get into the story. The clip of the video that they clipped was a video I did a year ago with a guy I was cool with. Like, it was cool. We all hung out, and we was just recording a YouTube video, as friends would do. And we all kind of just having a group discussion at first, and then the other two, they walk off, and then it's just me and him. We just talking to the camera. So I asked him, we all talk about types. I asked him, I say, what's your type? He tells me his type is a brown skin or a dark skin woman. So when he said that, I said, really? I said, you like dark skin girls? I said, oh, yes, like, that's good. He was like, yeah. He was like, you don't see that or you don't hear that a lot, like, now. And I'm like, yeah, I said, it's rare you hear a man say that. I said, I don't think it's the fact that they don't like dark-skinned women. It's just when you ask a man, like his preference is normally like a light-skinned women, or men that say they like foreign women, Latino women, like, just different things. It's not a lot of men that's going to be like, oh yeah, I like dark-skinned girls. Like a man will be like, I like black women, but it's like, he was specific on what type of black woman he likes. Black comes in different shades. It wasn't like I was like, dark-skinned girls, like, ew, no. What the fuck? I was genuinely happy or genuinely shocked, like in an excited way that he said that, because I just personally don't hear that a lot. So I took on the comments, and of course, it's people in the comments that's like, y'all are dragging it. But it's also people in the comments that's like, oh yeah, she's a colorist. She does not like black women. She's this, she's that. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get it. Some of y'all don't like me for whatever reason y'all have through a screen, and that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I'm God's child. That hate in y'all heart, y'all need to go heal. For real. Especially hating somebody through a screen that you don't know. Mind you, I'm a black woman myself. I consider myself to be a brown skinned girl. And y'all probably don't think I'm brown skinned, but I think I'm brown skinned. I know women that are lighter than me, and I know women that are darker than me. So I place myself in the brown category. I may just be a lighter brown, but I feel like I'm brown. My father is a dark skinned man. My man is a dark skinned man. How does that make me a colorist? But y'all be trying to paint these weird ass narratives. Like, y'all be trying to, like, it's so weird to me. Like, it's like, damn, like, y'all don't gotta like me, but don't be fucking weird. Don't start painting little narratives and just pulling shit out y'all ass and just saying anything to shit that don't make sense. I know it's gonna be people that like me, it's gonna be people that don't like me, it's gonna be people that agree with me, it's gonna be people that don't agree with me, and that is fine. But y'all be trying to make me out to be a weird bitch that I'm not. Like, what? A colorist? Bitch, I'm black. What? Then it's so many people in the comments like, yeah, light-skinned girls always got something against dark-skinned girls. They don't like us. They did that. Like, why is this such a controversial topic? Like, where did the whole colorist, light-skinned girls don't like dark-skinned girls, or dark-skinned girls don't like, where did this come from? Did y'all just pull this out that ass one day, or is this like been a thing? Like, where did this come from? In my eyes, we all black. How the fuck? Like, what?
So you have people saying, Gigi, you weird. Girl, just shut the F up. I feel like she just proved our point. This ain't helping, just digging a deeper hole. How does she not see how her reaction would be perceived as her being a hater towards dark-skinned girls? Someone says, I agree, it's not as common to hear men say they prefer dark skin, but I also believe that comment made her feel some kind of way based on her facial expressions, whether she admits it or not. So now, if you make certain facial expressions, if you look surprised, now you are a colorist. So you're not allowed to show surprise or excitement. She literally said she was surprised and excited. Not that she was surprised in a negative way, but that doesn't matter. Because when you're considered to be more privileged than them, they don't want to hear what you have to say because they don't have empathy for you because you already have more privilege than them in their eyes. Somebody else says, I think she should just stop talking, just look cute. So once again, pretty girls aren't allowed to have a voice. You're not allowed to have an opinion because you already have enough privilege. You already have the privilege of being seen, so you don't deserve to also have the privilege of being heard. And also, with her being shocked about people saying they prefer dark-skinned women, she is light-skinned. So generally speaking, when you're dating, if you're light-skinned, the average guy that comes up to you to try to date you, he's not going to say he prefers dark-skinned women because you're light-skinned. Most men are going to lie to the woman they're with. They're going to say, oh, you're my preference, or, you're the main person that I usually like. And also for that guy in the original video saying, oh, I prefer brown and dark skin, I believe that he was saying that partially because she is light skin. He didn't want to say he preferred light skin because he didn't want to, make it like she's his preference. That's really what I think, honestly. I think that he was purposely trying to triangulate brown and dark skinned women against her. But a lot of these women are so male centered and they're so black male centered that they don't think that this man could have had negative intentions. They don't think that he could have been trying to start some shit by randomly bringing that up. Because when she said that she considered herself brown, the guy in the video, he actually started laughing. He started laughing and he was holding it in. He was like, okay. So notice how nobody caught that. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.